Welcome in. My name is Korp. We're in a Doodle with Korp session. I'm a full-time artist. I colour in for a living. That's my job. But I also teach people how to draw with marker pens. So things like Sharpies and Posca pens. Where are my Posca pens? Things like Posca pens as well. And I like teaching people the real easy ways of drawing. So everything I do is going to be step by step. So don't panic if you can't draw. If you struggle artistically, don't worry about that. Everything I do is going to be step by step. So just follow what I'm doing, and slowly we'll get to a finished piece. Okay. Let me show you what we're going to draw. Well, I'll show you in a second. Actually, what we're going to do first is we're going to do something called art drills, a bit of a warm-up exercise for our fingers. Don't worry, no star jumps or anything like that. It's just for our fingers, so we'll do a little bit of drawing on some paper just to get ourselves started. And then what we'll do is we'll go on and draw our main character. Again, it's going to be step by step, so I'll take you along the way how to draw this character. Once we've finished that character, hopefully it'll be towards the end of the session, it'll be down to you to add some colour, add some extra stuff to the character to personalise it a bit more, to make it a bit more yours, okay? I'll give you some ideas along the way to help you out with that if you do struggle with it. So yeah, without any further ado, let me show you what we're going to draw today. So I've been asked by Noir and Sharpie, who are organising this workshop. They want to draw some Nutcrackers soldiers. So you know, it's all going to be projected on the side of the castle as well. So we're going to draw these Nutcracker soldiers, and New Urban Era are going to broadcast these, going to project these onto the side of the castle. So it's really important that you do your best work, or you do your most individual work, you do something that is really personal to you within this. That this is the character we're going to draw. We're going to get through all of that without any problems, okay? If anybody gets stuck at any point, don't panic, it's just a bit of artwork, just plough on through. What you'll find is any little mistakes you make will get lost when we finish the artwork, okay? Okay, let's get started with drills first. So, first thing you're going to need for drills is just a scrap sheet of paper. So go and grab yourself a scrap sheet of paper. So I don't know if anybody's using like sketchbooks or anything like that. Don't use sketchbooks yet. Ideally, you just want to use a scrap sheet of paper because this is just a warm-up exercise, okay? Grab your marker pen. I'm using a marker pen. I prefer if you use a marker pen rather than a pencil because it becomes a little bit more definite if you use a marker pen. And just copy what I'm doing, okay? This will only take us like 2 or 3 minutes, all right? Across the top with your marker pen on your A4 sheet of paper that is upright. Let's go and draw a bouncy line. Big bouncy line like that. It's going to be at least 7 bounces. If you've done more than 7 bounces, the chances are you've probably drawn it a little bit too small. So try drawing it a little bit bigger. Remember, no starting again. Just keep on ploughing through until we finish. There's no point. There's no harm in making any mistakes at this point. Okay, let's do that one line again. We're going to do this line. We're going to do it a few times, and we're going to see how many different things we can draw with this line. So let's draw this line one more time. We're going to draw it upside down and inside this line. So like this. Have a little go at that for me. And why not? Let's just finish off the edges here. Let's just curl these bits in like this and like this. There you go. That is how, so just with 2 bouncy lines, that's how I draw intestines or brains and stuff like that. Okay, let's try that bouncy line one more time. This time we're going to try and draw the bouncy line in a circle. This is the easy one. Okay, so bouncy line in a circle like that. It's going to look a little bit like a flower, a little bit like a daisy. Could be a cloud as well. So try that one for me. And then one last time with the bouncy line. Let's try a bouncy line in a circle inside out. It's going to look a little bit like this. And again, don't worry if you're not doing it. If you're struggling to get these lines down, just give it your best attempt. I'd rather it just looked a mess of black ink on your page than nothing at all. You're better off doing something than nothing. So there you go, one bouncy line. We've done that same bouncy line loads of times. Up here it looks like a worm that's all scrunched up. Over here it's like a flower. Over here it's like an explosion or like a hole in the paper. Okay, so loads of different things just from one bouncy line. Let's do this exercise one more time. This time we're going to use what I call a spring line. Spring line looks like this. It's like a never-ending lowercase e. Try that one for me. Once you've done that, we're going to try that E, that spring line, one more time. This time we're going to do it upside down, so try and do it this way around. Might start playing with you a little bit now because it feels a bit weird going that way around. Bonus points for anybody that turned their paper upside down and did it that way. That is always an easier way to do it. You find your own easy ways to draw, that's fine. Okay, spring line one more time. This time we're going to do a spring line in a circle. It's going to look similar to this daisy. Now the main thing to focus on when you're drawing this spring line in a circle is to have a seamless join. So we're going to try and make it very difficult to see where you started and finished this spring line. So let's try this, look. In a circle, but you want to make it very difficult to see where you started and finished. So try something like that. It's going to look a little bit like that daisy, but with these little loops on the inside. Again, don't panic if you can't do it. Just give it your best shot. What I sometimes find at this point is that some people have gone on to the next level, the more difficult version of this. And the more difficult version of this is doing a spring line in a circle inside out. Now this one even catches me out every now and then, so let's give it a go, shall we? It's going to look like that, and again, so it's same as before, concentrate on the seamless join. So when you're just about finishing and joining up, that's when you want to be looking at how you can join it up so it's a seamless join. So let's go like this. Spring line in a circle, inside out, with a seamless join so you can't tell where you started and finished. Now I hope the teachers were having a little go at that as well. That is really important. Okay. And again, don't worry if you didn't get it right. Don't panic about that. It doesn't matter if you didn't get it right. The most important thing is that you have a little stab at it and see how you get on. Now, I believe art's a team sport, so I want you to just do me a quick favour. Just hold up your piece of artwork. And this isn't about showing off your artwork. This is about you just having a little look at everybody else's, because you can get very inspired by what other people have done. Some people are going to make mistakes. Some people are going to absolutely nailed it. So just hold it up. Show everybody what you've done. And then what we're going to do is just going to file this away. So let's get rid of that. Awesome stuff. Oh, I can see. I didn't realise we were having the cameras on as well. File that away. We're not going to keep that. Get rid of that. File it away, everybody. Don't be shy about getting rid of it. Art is temporary. Doesn't matter if we make these little mistakes. Show it to everybody and then get rid of it. Destroy it. Okay, let's get back on. We're going to draw our soldier now. Okay, everybody grab themselves another clean sheet of paper. Another clean sheet of paper. We're actually drawing our soldier now, so if you're using sketchbooks or anything like that, go and grab your sketchbook. What we will do is we'll get about halfway through this drawing and then we'll, if it's okay with you guys, we'll put the cameras on, we'll have a little look at everybody's artwork so I can see how you're getting on. And then we'll carry on with the second half, okay? So for this section, you are going to need a pencil. You're going to need a pencil just to throw in a few guidelines, and then we'll use a marker pen to get all of our main work done. That's all we're going to need for this section, okay? So follow me. Now, the good thing about these pencil lines is that you can vary the shape and size of your character a little bit. But my advice is always try and draw it as big as possible. Try and fill your page. The bigger you draw, the easier it is to draw. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to put two lines that go down the page. So you see how my page is upright? It's portrait orientation. We're going to do two lines that go down the page. These two lines are going to be either side of the character. So let's go from about there and maybe about there. This is going to be how fat your character is. So if you want to do a skinny one, then just bring those lines in a little bit. If you want to do a fat one, bring those lines out a little bit. Doesn't matter. I always say it's important for people to do something slightly different to everybody else, so try and do that. I'll do my lines quite dark so that you can see them, but you can do your lines a little bit lighter so they blend in a little bit. Across the top, let's join that up. Across the bottom, let's join that up. So we've got ourselves a big rectangle now. Okay, a couple more guidelines to put in. You ready for this? We're going to take a line right down the middle now. Because our character is symmetrical, this line down the middle is just going to help us out with getting a lot of the symmetry in. So all the way down the middle like that. Again, it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. You can see on mine it's a little bit further over to the right hand side than it is the left. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect, throw it on. All these little imperfections are what makes your artwork different to everybody else's, and that's what you're really going for with your artwork. You want something that's different to everybody else's. Okay, ready for this now. We're going to split this. This is our entire character. We're going to split it into 4 sections. We're going to have a head, we're going to have the hat, head, body, legs. Okay, so let's go and put in the hat first. Little line across there for the hat. For the head, we want to give ourselves quite a lot of space to do the head, so let's bring a little line across there for the head. See how that gap's a little bit bigger? And then down the bottom here, just split that in half again. So we've got this top half for the body, bottom half for the legs. Just a handful of guidelines to go in now, and then we start inking in. Just a few more to help us. So this is the entire width of the body. We've got the hat, the head, the body, and the legs in there. We're going to draw. We're going to widen one of these rectangles to help us draw the arms. Okay. So you see this rectangle here. This one here. We're going to widen that. So we're going to bring that out that side and bring it out that side. All of these guidelines with your pencils so that you can rub them out later. Then what we'll do is 3 circles and then we're finished. Now I'm going to zoom in for this. So you've got all of that, you've got that arm in there. Let me zoom in. So we're going to go to this top rectangle here. In this top rectangle, just about there, let's go and put a circle in. See how it's straddling that pencil line? Right in the middle of that pencil line, in that top circle. Okay. In this next circle down, we're going to put in some eyes. Let's go for one eye on either side. I think that's what we're meant to do. There we go. So there are all your guidelines. I'll give you a few seconds just to make sure yours are all in the right place, because I bet you any money some people have got their rubbers out and started rubbing out lines. This is why I don't like using pencils. Every time you rub out a line, you're taking a step backwards. Just keep on moving forwards with it. Doesn't matter if it doesn't look exactly the same as mine. That is not the point. The point is just that we follow the same process. Okay. You got all those guidelines in. Let's get rid of the pencils, because pencils are for losers. And let's go and grab your marker pen. I'm going to use a black Sharpie. You can use whatever you want on yours, but I'd suggest a darker colour. It will make it a lot easier to draw with. Okay, we're ready to get started. Let's go and start off with the hat. So you see this section at the top. Let me zoom in again. There we go. That little section at the top, this is where our hat is going to go. So grab your Sharpie, take the lid off, your black pen, whatever you're using. Let's go and start drawing in this hat. Okay, so you see right at the top here, where we've got this little T-junction at the top. Let's go and put a circle in there. Now, one of my techniques for getting your drawing to look a lot better is to not worry about trying to get lines looking smooth. In fact, we're going to do the opposite, and we're going to try and get lines looking wonky. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to double line everything we do. What that means is not going and making the line twice as thick. That means making the line twice as wonky. So every time we do a line, we're going to go over it again. We're going to make it wonky. Look how wonky that circle is. Really fat bit of line out here, thin bit of line out here. We're going to do that quite a lot. Let's go and put another circle on the inside. Again, double line it, nice and wonky. Wonky lines are our friends today. Okay, remember in drills we did bouncy lines Let's go and throw in a bouncy line across the top of this circle. So what do you reckon, about 3 or 4? 4 or 5? Bouncy line across the circle, just across the top there. Doesn't matter how many you put in, doesn't matter if it's 4, doesn't matter if it's 1. You can go for whatever you want. Go for 10 thin ones if you want. Personalise it, make it yours. Okay, one more line across the top. You see this line that we've got, this pencil line that we've got going across the top. We're going to go over that pencil line, but on either side we're just going to go a little bit further. So what I mean by that is on either side, just go a little bit further. Not too much, just a little tiny bit. Don't forget to double line it, make that line nice and wonky. Let's do the same on the other side. Sometimes your lines might be so wonky that you've got little gaps in between, so make sure you colour those in. That's the top of our hat sorted. Let's go and work on the bottom of our hat now. We're going to put, across this line here, we're going to put a really long, wide kind of sausage shape. It's just going to go just on the outside of the pencil line on either side like that. Really long sausage shape. Don't forget to double line it. Go over it again. Make those lines nice and wonky. Those little gaps there, colour those in. Underneath that sausage shape, that's the rim of the hat, by the way, that we've just drawn there. Underneath that sausage shape, we're going to go and put the peak of the hat, so that the peak of a cap. So we're going to do a little curve that starts over this side, finishes over this side, but try not to touch the eyes too much. Try and keep it so it's away from the eyes. You can go as big or as small as you want with that. But like I say, try and avoid the eyes. And let's go and colour it in. We like to add a little bit of contrast to our artwork, so let's colour that bit in. There we go, we've got a peak of a cap now. Let's start working our way up. So let's put the outside edge of the cap of the hat in first. Then we'll put some little decorations on the inside. So the outside edge, little line from here, where the pencil line joins in, right up into the corner there. My suggestion is when you're drawing lines like that, look at the area that you want the line to end up at. So as I start here, I'm not looking at this bit, I'm looking at this bit over here. So always look at where you want your pen to end up and then just bring it together. Usually they meet up in the middle. Let's go and double line that, make it nice and wonky. There is our hat. Let's go and spend a few seconds now putting some patterns into that hat. Now you can join along with me and do the same patterns as me, or you can do whatever patterns you want to do on yours, okay? So totally up to you. I'm going to start at the top and work my way down. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself something to colour in. So a little line across the top there, look. Coming down, I'm going to use that little circle. You see we did that little circle right in the middle of the hat. I'm going to use that. I'm going to put another little bar like that, about that kind of thickness, all the way across, but I'm going to go into the circle. So watch this. Let's go for about there, around the circle, through to the other side. Do one above as well. Look, hit the circle, go around the circle, through to the other side. Have a little go at that for me. Don't forget to double line it whilst you're in there as well. Nice wonky lines. See how wonky you can get away with. Generally, my advice is if you've made a mess of something somewhere, you can use a wonky line usually to cover it up. And if a wonky line looks out of place on its own, then you probably just need to add some more wonky lines in elsewhere. Okay, let's do another little line going all the way across. Double line it. Of course, at this stage you can be decorating this hat however you want. I'm not fussy at this point, as long as we've got the hat on there. The last thing I'm going to do with the hat is just going to throw in a little half sun across the top. So imagine like a capital D that has fallen on its back. Let's go and whack that in the middle there. Nothing too big, because I want to leave a little space for a zigzag line that is going to be like the sun ray, the sunbeams. So starting over here, I'm going to draw a little zigzag line. There we go. Double lined all of it. That is the hat finished. Let's have a little look back. That's stage one done. Well done, everybody. We've got a hat in. We're going to go and work on the arms next. So if you haven't finished your hat, don't worry, you can come back to that. There's plenty of time at the end of the session to kind of tinker with that. But for the time being, let's go and work on the arms next, okay? So I'm going to zoom in again so you can have a proper close look at the arms. So down here, remember that box that we made a little bit wider? That is our arm box. That's where we're working next, okay? So let's all jump into that section. Right, grab your Sharpie pens and let's go. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put some little shoulder pads in. Now, this line here, you're going to avoid this line for the time being. You're going to just start off with a little kind of box that goes just there. But the top part of this box, just curve it down. So there's our shape. So leave a little tiny gap just there. And then draw this box with a curve at the top corner that just overlaps the edge of the arm there as well. Everybody got that in? Once you've got that in, we're going to do a little bouncy line underneath that. Going all the way across it. So just here, look. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 4 bounces. Don't forget to double line it. You do as many as you want. Make them thinner or fatter. Now the reason we put these pencil lines in is so that we can do these little bits that kind of straddle the pencil lines, so that when we actually do go over the pencil lines, we know where it starts and finishes. So it all kind of aligns really nicely. So for example, down the side of the arm here, we're going to put 2 like sausage shapes. So go down about to there. Put 2 little sausage shapes, only just overlapping on the edge there. Just little tiny overlaps. Don't forget to double line them. Nice and wonky. Next section. We're going to now go and put in the rest of the arm. Now, one of the things I really hate drawing is hands. So I like looking at nice simple ways of drawing hands. So we're going to do a nice simple way of drawing a hand in a second, okay? Let's start off with the outside of the arm though. Let's just bring that line together. So from up here, from the shoulder pad, going down to the first little sausage. Do that line first. Then connect the 2 little sausages up. So again, going over that pencil line. Then what we're going to do is, as we go around the bottom here, we're going to draw a squircle. So a squircle, a little bit like a square, but just with curved corners, but not quite a circle either, okay? So watch this. What we'll do is we'll start here, we'll follow the pencil line. We're going to squircle it by curving in a little bit there. All the way to the edge, squircle it again, curving a little bit there. And then when you go up here a little bit, just squircle it again and flick it on in that way. You see that line? So use those pencil lines as guides. Go all the way around and a little flick in. That is the fist. Once you've got your fist in, let's make it look a little bit more like a fist by adding the an indication of the fingers and adding in a thumb as well. So to indicate the fingers, look, let's just put 2 little lines there. And to indicate the thumb, we're going to put that D shape in again. A lot of the drawings I do, they're all D shapes, U shapes. Let's put a D shape in just there, look, for a thumb. Couple more lines to finish off this arm, and then we'll go and work on the other side. First thing to do, remember how we started this shoulder pad over here and we left a little tiny gap? From the edge of that shoulder pad, we're going to go all the way down until we hit the hand. Okay, from the edge of the shoulder pad all the way down till we hit the hand. One line, one sausage, and then we're finished, and we can move over to the other side. So we're going to make this look like there's a glove on this. So you see this area that we've got here? Let's put a line going across so it looks like there's a glove. Now, I'm going to go at a funny angle because I think it looks better. But you can do it whichever angle you want. This down here, this is going to be a glove, so maybe you can leave that white colour, these bits in yellow or gold. Then the uniform up here can be in a blue or something like that. Little sausage shape just in here, just to help join it to the body. Again, just try and squeeze it. Use the pencil lines as guides and squeeze it in there. Okay, we all got that. Let's go and do the other arm. We're going to do exactly the same or something very similar, but we're going to flip it over. We're going to do the reverse, the mirror image of it. So I'll work a bit quicker. Let's see how we get on. So remember that shoulder pad. Let's go and put that shoulder pad in first. Use the pencil line as a bit of a guide. It's a little box shape with one curve over in the corner there. Once you've got your shoulder pad in, let's go and put that bouncy line underneath. Try and have it similar number of bounces as the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4 I had. Don't forget to double line everything you do. Nice and wonky in there. Wonkier the better. Then do you remember those 2 little sausage shapes we put in? They're going to straddle that pencil line, so just have a little look at where they're going to go. Try and put them into a similar place over on the other side. Doesn't matter if you don't get them perfectly on the line. Just throw them in anywhere. Straddling the line would be best, so it's kind of like just sitting on top of the line. Then we're going to go with that hand. So coming down the side of the arm first, joining it all together, going in between the sausages from the shoulder to the sausage shapes. Once you get underneath the sausages, don't forget we're adding in that squircle, so round it off there, flick it back in just there. Double lining as you go. Nice wonky lines. We're going to throw in 3 fingers using 2 little lines. Easy as that. And we'll throw in a thumb using a D shape. Just there. Finish off the arm with a little line coming down here. So remember that little gap that we left? Bring that line all the way down. Two more lines left, one for the glove, one for the sausage shape that kind of holds the arm to the body. So let's go and do the glove shape. little line across there. So the bottom part's the glove, the top part is the uniform. And then finish off, throw in a little sausage shape here. How are we doing? That is where you should be at so far. So this is actually the halfway point. So I want you to do me a favour. Let's all just have a little look at everybody's artwork. So if it's okay, if anybody wants to turn the cameras on and just hold up your artwork. So even if you're just sitting in class, just hold up your artwork, and remember, this isn't about you showing off your artwork. This is, whilst you're holding yours up, have a little look at everybody else's artwork and see what they've done, and try and get inspired by what they've done. So if you see somebody who's done something you think, I really like what they've done there, then use that as inspiration. Try and draw your version of it. So let's have a little look. Which class is that? 4P, you're on 4P. These are looking awesome. Excellent stuff. Yeah, that one at the back looks great. Nice one. Well done, you lot. That's looking awesome. 5F. Let's have a look at 5F. They're looking great. Lovely double lining going on in there. Fantastic. Miss Stanley, 6S. Let's have a look at that. Brilliant stuff. Looks great. Well done, everybody. 5B. I didn't see 5B. That's it. Pointing towards the camera, everybody. Over on the right-hand side so I can see. That's it. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, mate, that's good. Excellent stuff. Well done, you lot. 4P. Brilliant stuff. Yeah, 6S, right. We've seen everybody's. You're looking great. Well done, everybody. Let's get back on with it, shall we? So we've got half an hour left to finish off our character. What we're going to do next, we're going to do a face. Now, when we do the face, there's a lot of personality and individuality you can add to the face. So I'll show you how to do that. So you can draw your own type of face in there. But again, feel free to just copy what I do. I like it when people do that. So we're going to draw the face, then we're going to draw the body. Okay, so loads of lines in here. And then hopefully we'll get a few minutes to colour in, okay? Let's get back on with it then. So grab your Sharpies. Grab your Sharpies. Let's go on with the face. Now, like I said, loads of opportunity to personalise the face. We'll go and do the eyes first, okay? So let me zoom in. There's our face. We're going to do the eyes first. Now, one of the things I like doing when I'm drawing eyes is taking a little slice out of the eye. So we could just go around that, and that'd be great. But I like taking a little slice out. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little slice out of the bottom. So a little curve like this. Now you see how that pencil line starts just outside the circle and it finishes just outside the circle. That's important. So what we've done there is just add ourselves a little cheekbone. Second thing we can do is we're going to take a little slice out the top. The little slice out the top is going to be straighter. Now, if you want your character to look sad, then you just want a line going up in that direction. If you want it to look angry, you're going to have a line going up in that direction. So it's up to you what you want to do on this one. I'm going to have a little line going there. And remember, we've got to start just outside the pencil line and finish just outside the pencil line. The reason we start and finish just outside the pencil line is so that when we do the rest of the eyeball, these little cheekbones and this little eyelid looks like a bit of skin that's overlapping. So let's go and draw the rest of the eyeball. So the only bit we're going to do is this little line here, look. So go and do that line. And then over on the other side, we're going to do this little line. Now don't forget, double line it, make it all nice and wonky. There's our eye. Let's go and throw in a pupil, shall we? Now, usually I do the pupils right at the end, but I'm going to do the pupils quite early on now. So let's go for a pupil. The bigger the pupil, the cuter it's going to look. The more reflections in the pupil, the cuter it's going to look. So if you want yours to look a little bit weird, then just do a little tiny dot right in the middle. If you want yours to look a little bit cuter, then go for a big pupil with a reflection and colour that bit in black. What's important here is that everybody tries to do something a little bit different. If you've got your own way of doing pupils or own way of doing eyes, you can do that. Now my suggestion is with the other eye, we just mirror it, but you can do something completely different if you want. I'm going to take out that curve across the bottom. I'm going to put that line across the top. Remembering both of these start and finish outside the pencil line. So that when we actually draw the eyeball in, those little overlaps just make it look like little flaps of skin. So we've got a little cheekbone down here, little eyelid up there. Let's go and throw a pupil in just there. Reflection is going to be on the same side. So everything gets mirrored apart from the pupils. The pupils are a copy and paste. Okay, we've done that. Now pay attention to this bit. We're going to draw the most complicated nose you've ever drawn in your life. What we're going to draw just here in between the eyes is a U shape. There we go. Nose done. Let's go and move on to the mouth. In the mouth, there's a couple of shapes I like drawing. What we're going to draw in the mouth, let's go for a sausage shape. The tip of the sausage is going to be from one end to the other end. So we're going to go all the way across this character's head, okay? Now you can do a grumpy sausage or you can do a happy sausage. I'm going to draw a happy sausage and it's going to look like this. So you see it's a happy sausage because it's smiling. It's going all the way to the edge on both sides. Again, this is somewhere where you can add your own flavour to it, so you can make that mouth smaller, bigger, grumpier. You can just do a normal one going all the way across, totally up to you. But let's go and double line it as well. Okay, let's get in the mouth, shall we? In the mouth, let's go and put some teeth in. Now this is a Nutcracker soldier, so it's got to have some real big, strong teeth. Feel free to do whatever teeth you want in there. You could just do one tooth and colour the rest in black if you want. I don't really mind. I'm going to show you the way I'd like to draw the teeth, so feel free to copy me or do your own thing on this one. To copy me, we're going to put a line all the way through the middle. Like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to start at the middle. Now remember we did that pencil line that goes all the way through the middle to give us a symmetry guideline. We're going to start at the middle. We're going to do a bouncy line like we did in drills. Now this bouncy line is going to start right at the centre there and work out. So just here, look, bouncy line. 1, 2, 3 and a bit. To make it, give it some teeth. So again, starting in the middle there. 1, 2, 3 and a bit. Don't forget double line all of that. You could also turn these bouncy lines upside down. So you see those bits in there, those little triangle bits. At the moment, because the bouncy line's this way round, they are the gums. But if you did this upside down, that would become the back of the mouth. Let's go do the same at the bottom. Look, just here, bouncy line. 1, 2, 3 and a bit. 1, 2, 3 and a bit. Double line it all. Now we've got ourselves a really strong set of teeth in there. Well, I've got a strong set of teeth. Maybe you've got less teeth in yours. Maybe you want to knock a tooth out. If you want to knock a tooth out, just colour it in. I always kind of like knocking a tooth out. I think it gives the character a little bit more personality. Okay, outside of the face, let's go and put in. You see the mouth goes all the way to the edge, okay? So we've got to put in a little line like this. Goes round the outside of the mouth. It starts inside the pencil line. It goes outside the pencil line and finishes off inside the pencil line. Same on both sides. Wonky lines are good, so don't worry if it's looking a bit wonky. Couple more lines and we're finished on the face. Let's go up the side. So from those little mouth wrinkles that we've just done, let's just go with a line straight up the side. Follow that pencil line, both sides. And then what we can do, let's go and throw in some hair. And again, this is an area where you can personalise yours a little bit more. So if you've got an idea for what you think would look cool as hair, then go and throw in a little bit of hair. It could just be as simple as a bouncy line. You could leave your character bald and just put 2 ears on either side. Totally up to you. A zigzag line, whatever you want. I'm going to go for some rolls of hair. So watch these rolls of hair. We're going to start up here. Now, as I do this roll of hair, the important thing is when I come back that I've got to touch this pen line again. So let me show you what I mean. So roll of hair, got to touch this pen line again, and then keep that roll going. Let's double line that. But yeah, you do whatever you want, whatever works on yours. If you've got space, you might have space to do another roll underneath. Just remember to touch that. Slightly smaller one. You might have space to put a little ear in. So let's put a little curve in just there for an ear. Let's have a go at the other side. Same kind of thing on the other side. I'm going for those rolls again. So remember, it's just got to touch there and then curve around again. Let's go one more time with that. Another little curved line. It's a bit smaller. It's just a little spiral. Colour that bit in. If you've got space for an ear, throw in an ear. If you've not got space for an ear, don't worry about it. Just leave it. It doesn't matter. A couple of little flicks in there. See those little tiny flicks? Just to make it look like the bottom of the ear has got a little crease in it. Now we have left ourselves a nice little bit of space there. Now facial hair is going to make the difference on this character. If you put a moustache on there, it's going to look more like a man. If you put some eyelashes across the top there, it's going to look more like a female character. So whatever you want, whether male character, female character, or just keep it kind of general like that. Totally up to you. But let's go and put some facial hair, and you can put some little dashes there if you want. I'll leave that bit down to you guys. Let's go and move into the body next. We need to quickly get the body done. We've got 15 minutes left before time runs out. So this, let's have a quick look at what it should be looking like. There you go. That's where we're at the moment. You ready to do the body? Let's do it. Down the bottom here, let's go into this section. So in between the arms, let's go and do that bit first. First thing we're going to do is put the belt in. So you ready for this? We're going to do 2 rectangles inside here, across that line, in between the arms. Try and do it so that it's above the hand. We don't want to interfere with the hand. We want to do it across there somewhere. So let's go for a little rectangle like that. And another rectangle inside. 2 little rectangles. We're going to turn that into a belt. So that little tiny rectangle in the middle, we're going to bring those lines out from about there, go outside the pencil line over here. So we've got ourselves a little belt. Same on this side, look. Might be easier to colour that belt in. Let's go and put some black on there, shall we? Finish your colouring in later. If you're falling behind, don't worry about it. Finish that colouring in later. Where are we next? Let's go and put in the top of the jacket. So we've got these 2 squares either side. We're going to go around those squares. We are going to squircle them a little bit though. Look, let's go up here, across and down. Up here, across and down. Let's double line all of that. At the top there. Let's go and throw a collar in and then we'll work our way down. Now with this collar, I really like the way this collar looks. We're going to come from the centre here and we're going to curve it out, go outside the head, back in again. From the centre, up there, curve it out, outside the head, back in again. Same on the other side, curve it out, outside the head, back in again. Not forgetting to double line as you go along. And that's given us a nice little frilly collar. Let's attach the head. So you can see at the moment our head is not attached. So let's attach the head by putting our two little lines there. Throw in some little buttons. Feel free to decorate this jacket any other way that you want. If you want to put some extra little lines in there, little pockets or something, little patterns, little flags, little badges, anything like that. Go and have a little bit of fun with it. Let's bring out a line. So from the bottom of the belt there, we're going to do a curve all the way to this corner. So like this. And like this. On either side there, we're going to bring that line up. So just make sure you go behind the thumb. Bring it up until you get to the belt. And there we have a jacket in. That was dead easy, the jacket. That's what we're looking like at the moment. Just a handful of lines now. And then we'll have a little look, see how everyone's getting on. So let me zoom in. I'm going to show you now how to draw these boots. Nice and simple with the boots, nothing complicated, okay? Just a bunch of D shapes and squares. So let's go and draw a little square, little special square. It's called a rectangle. Or is a special rectangle called a square? I don't know. Let's draw a little rectangle across there and across there, right at the bottom. Nice and thin. This is the sole of the foot. Once you've got those two in, we're going to do two big D shapes. It's going to look like a capital B on its back. Like that. That is the foot. That's the toe of our shoe. Up top, above that, let's put in two squares, but they're going to sit behind those B shapes. So they look like this. Maybe make them look like buckles on the shoes. We are 6 lines away from finishing. 6 lines. First lines are for the rest of the boot. Now we're going to kind of draw another kind of D shape like capital B laying on its back. This time we're going to go a little bit taller with it. Try not to hit all the way up here. We're going to go like about as far as the kneecap would be. So let's go up to about there. Down that side. Using those pencil lines as guides. Four lines left. Now obviously those 4 lines are the 2 at the side, so bring the side of the legs up to the body. Double lining as you're going along, just get it all joined up. 2 lines left. Last 2 lines are the letter T, a capital T, right in there. To finish off our character. Now, that is a finish on most of it. Now, there's a couple of bits we're going to do, a couple of extra little bits that we're going to do. and then it's over to you guys to start colouring in. The one thing we are going to do is we're going to draw what I call a power line, just to make our character pop out a little bit, so it's really bold on the when it gets projected on the castle wall. A power line is just where we go around the outside edge of the entire character and we put a much thicker black line on it. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you what a power line looks like. I'm going to draw it on one side, and then you can decide whether you want to put a power line on yours. I'd always recommend doing it. It just makes your artwork look a little bit more finished with this big fat line going all the way around. But like I say, I'll do half. You can see what looks good. Hopefully you can already see that it's just making things stand out a little bit more by putting this big fat line on. And it's just around the outside edge as well. Don't get caught into going on the inside of your character. All we're doing is going on the outside edge here. There you go. So you can see what it looks like on one side compared to the other side. This, to me, looks so much better. So I'm going to continue that over the other side. So have a little go at that. How we're doing? We've got about 8 minutes left on our meeting. So let's plough through this bit. If you guys want to start adding a bit of colour on, you can start doing that now as well. We'll just quickly finish off this bit, then we'll have one little scan of everybody's artwork, because art's a team sport. It's always much better if you can draw and paint with all your friends, because it's not competitive. You're just learning from each other, getting inspired by each other. There we go, there's my power line on there. So yeah, definitely go and add in some colour. You might want to do so. I'm going to add in some other little bits. I'm going to spend 1 minute adding in some other little bits just to show you what they could look like. I'll zoom in a little bit. Where am I here? There we go. Zoom in a little bit. Let's start at the top, work my way down on this one. But yeah, definitely this is where you don't really have to copy me. You can do whatever you want on yours. I'm going to put in some little circles up here. So this almost looks like a starry scene. Let's put in some circles. Let's put a circle in there. Have some fun with it, yeah? Little circles, little stripes, whatever you want to do with it. Go and do that. Down here, did say about a little mustache. I'm just going to put some little freckles in. Maybe if you've got a bit of space at the top, you could have a little eyebrow poking out there as well. Don't forget, if you're putting colour on, just do a little bit around the pupil, a little bit of colour around the pupil to add some colour in there for an iris. Curve off the edge of these, look. Little curves there. Little shadows. Maybe down in the teeth, maybe you could just put some little lines in. Maybe you want to put a little crack in the teeth, look. Have some fun with it. Try something out. If it works, carry on doing it. If it doesn't work, don't do it anymore. It's as easy as that when it comes to artwork. Down the bottom here, if we want to make these look a little bit more like fabric, there's a couple of things we can do. One is we can put a dashed line in. Always makes things look more like it's a bit of fabric. The other thing we can do, little hashtags, little quote marks here and there. Let's get down the bottom into the boots. I'm going to make the boots look a little bit worn with a few hashtags and a few quote marks. There we go. I think that is a strong finish. So you've got now a little bit of time, hopefully, to go and throw in some colour on your character. But this has been, we'll have a little look at your work in a minute. This has been a Doodle with Korp session. Teachers, you can find me on YouTube with some free tutorials on how to draw on YouTube that are suitable for your classroom. So please try those out. And we're with New Urban Era. So I'm putting that on there. What I want you guys to do is put your signature on there as well. Don't bother with putting it in pencil on the back, really small. I always say use pen on the front, really big, so everybody knows it's you. If you like what you've done, sign it. If you don't like what you've done, just sign it with somebody else's name, and nobody will have to know what happened. Okay, awesome stuff. Right, one last time, let's have a little look at everybody's artwork. So just hold it up for me. If we can have cameras on just for one last little look, that'll be awesome. But hold it up. And remember, the whole point of this part is not to be showing off your artwork. Whilst you're holding yours up, just have a little look at everybody else's, get inspired by what they're doing. Okay, let's have a look at 4P. Bring that one closer. That's awesome. Look at the mouth on that. I love the gums in that one. Awesome job. Yeah, bring it closer if you can. I can see exactly what's going on. 6S. Look at those. That one right at the front. That's a really fat character. That's brilliant. That's awesome. And then the one down at the back on the side there, I see that one's got like a big black bit under the chin. 4P again. Oh, look at that. The teeth on there look amazing. Well done, 4P. Let's have a look at 5F. How are you guys doing in 5F? This one at the front. Love that little curly moustache. That one at the front there. That's brilliant. And teeth only on one side is fantastic. You guys at the back, hold it up. Yeah, that's looking good. Brilliant stuff, 5F. Thank you very much. 5B, how are you guys getting on? 5B, so somebody's got some colour going on there already. That's fantastic. Our friend at the front there. I love the patterns you put in the hat as well. Loads going on. Loads of colour going in there. Awesome job. Well done, 5B. Right, thank you very much, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that.